Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo. It is Monday, and we are here for more Retro Monday Overdrive. OVAdrive. And that means we're going to be finishing up Gunbuster, which is pretty exciting. I have heard from a number of people that while the first few episodes, the first 4 specifically episodes of Gunbuster are pretty neat and pretty fun, that it really takes off and cements itself as something awesome in these next couple of episodes. So maybe a little bit of hype spoiler, but that's okay. It's all right. Last time on Gunbuster, a couple things. We had like the abyss, the pit of despair, where we're losing real bad, where we meet this guy Smith Torin as kind of a surrogate or a replacement for some kind of companion or partner in action for Noriko, given that she had just learned that her One-sama had no interest in fighting with her and thought of her as weak and kind of useless. And so she turns to this oh, he's so cute guy who she shares a secondhand kiss with, and then they go out into space and he dies. Yikes. Sorry, Smith. Nope. No Noriko for you. Sorry about that. Yeah. Then, through a series of events, they ended up in battle once more, with Noriko being left behind on the ship. And positioning themselves as like the last line of defense before Earth, and trying their darndest not to leave these space monsters back to planet Earth, where at the very beginning of the last episode we learned that in this universe space monsters are like a galactic antibody, a natural thing that's occurring to wipe out humanity, which are seen as a scourge or a bacteria or a plague upon the universe, which is an interesting and nihilistic way of looking at things, but that's cool. It also is significantly reminiscent of angels. The whole idea of fighting against these otherworldly entities who are trying to defeat us using guts and determination and also lots of cool tech. Yeah, that's Ava. That's pretty darn close to Ava. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's a little bit more refined in Ava, but yeah, that's what happens. And then because Noriko, somebody else's bot was malfunctioning, so Kochi put that girl into Noriko's bot, and she went out and got super dead really fast. Saw that coming, but super dead really fast, so Noriko was left at home alone to sulk a little bit, and in the process of sulking, she came up with a resolution and an affirmation to herself that the old her is dying with Torin Smith, that she is being reborn and will stand on her own feet with her own strength and fight. And then she goes ahead, she hops on into Gunbuster and does a Gynax pose straight out and flies away and fights some space monsters, saves her friends for the most part, and defeats the big bad space monster. Cool. Super cool. I decided to title the last episode Death and Rebirth because it makes a lot of sense. I was thinking, like, how do I just take a line directly from what Noriko is saying? And then I realized that the whole sequence where she talks about the old me is dead and then I am being reborn anew, it's like dying and oh, hey, Ava. Death and Rebirth. Perfect. So, that's where we left off. We have just sort of landed out of hyperspace next to Halley's Comet, and she has gotten in Gunbuster, defeated this thing, taken a bunch of damage to Gunbuster itself, and maybe, just maybe, gained a little bit of respect from some of the people around her. But we'll see. Where are we going from here? Don't really know. There's lots of space monsters out there to maybe fight and maybe defeat. I don't know if we're going to have like some kind of genuine victory, if we're going to have some kind of genuine defeat, or if we're going to get weird and existential the way that Anno sometimes likes to do. I don't really know. It's been enjoyable so far, but as I've said, I despite having enjoyed these episodes, I've heard that there is much more to come. So, let's find out what people are talking about when they say that episodes 5 and 6 are where the show takes off and becomes really genuinely legendary. See if we agree. In any case, I have episode 5 of Gunbuster up and ready to go. It is at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video as usual. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there in the corner, linked in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you would like to sync up your own copy of these episodes with the timer-based version, you're more than welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you right about now. Oh, right, they're returning to Earth, right? All of the other girls were chatting about that. I totally forgot. Ah, back to where we started. Hmm. Only the 2 of them? Oh, because everybody else would have graduated already? Hi. How normal. Hmm. So her friend is an adult now? Oh, wow. And she's ripped. Are gone? Not gone. Okay. Relativity's a bitch. There's only one name they were gonna call. Please, time enough for love. Hmm. Eh? Is that? Holy shit! Whoa. She's an adult? Whoa, that's a cool shot. Yeah. She's gone through 10 years of life and memories. And Noriko hasn't changed at all. El Todium? The next gen. Whoa. Oh shit. She's just, can you get my kid aboard? Whoa, dude. Relativity's a bitch. Oh wait, that's Nausicaa and Totoro. Hey. Okay. Oh. Van Halen. Yeah. Yeah. Truly alone. Picking up a signal inbound. Space monsters. Radio antenna. The red phone. That's a recipe for disaster. That's insane. Hey. Top is disbanding? Sign of things to come. Damn. Vomiting blood. Whoa. I time's up no matter what. Okay. Okay. Freud death flags? Maybe. Ooh. Hmm. That was you. All of the burden. Hmm. Yeah, he protected you. Maybe. Yeah. Oh. Pushing her away because he cares? I suppose. Not as weak as he thinks. Nowhere near it. What you gonna do? Hey, hi, coach. Big boom. Oh. Machines. What else are you gonna do, though? So there's only one complete. Okay. Ah, it seems like the only option. Okay, then. Is that them? Noriko and Amano? Oh, the happy music. So are the majority of the populace unaware of what's coming? Awkward. It's a one-way trip. Sure. He'll be dead by the time they get back. Yeah. Eh. All these moments blended together. Wow. Okay. In a spaceship mode. I thought they said that only one was completed. Oh, Noriko. Oh no. Oh. Oh, Noriko, stop. That makes sense, actually. Bye. Did you see the little dot on the cell on the acetate? That was cool. Yeah, couple of them. Oh. If it's everything. Holy crap-a-moly. Wow, and back to the Exhelion. Or straight past it. Beat to shit. Until you start accelerating. And then you'll be alone again. Oh, wow. That's cool. Wow. Wow. Time flies. And out of the solar system we go. Jupiter 2. All right. That's a cool looking galaxy. Whoa. Oh my god. A huge fleet. Right. Drop the black hole. Watching Coach die. Right in the middle of the fleet. Move forward. Failure, yeah? Push you away. Yeah. Damn right, Noriko. Oh. Oh. Really? Okay, that was... Put that on the list of fastest transitions. Ridiculous. Okay. Mechanical design. Sync to the beat. And biomechanical again. That was a guy. That was such a Gurren Lagann moment. How? It blew up like 3 times. Okay. Chuck it. Gotcha. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Wow. Back to the Gynax pose. Just cut a swath. Oh, oh, it had guts. I don't think that makes sense, but okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, oh, oh shit. Boom. All right. Black hole time. Oh, whoa. And no sound. Whoa. This time. Return? Yeah. Praying that he's alive. We'll see. And the sun rising. Oh my god, he's alive. What the fuck? Okay. Hold me. Aww. Aww. Hey, you saved the world, Noriko. The headband. You did. No ED. Oh, okay. Didn't expect that. So, complete victory. What? There's another episode. What? Why is there another episode? Oh no. Okay. So we come back to where we started. 4 months having passed for them, 10 years back on Earth. Time Enough for Love is the title, yeah. Okay. And the whole episode is about time. I was wondering before if we were gonna bring back the whole relativity thing as brought up so early in the series, and we did. That's cool setting things up. Just to put our main characters in that position this time. Ha 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 ha. To see Kimiko again as an adult. And this fatalism that everyone on Earth seems to express. That their time is up. And then these two girls who sacrificed their time and potentially their lives to save everyone. Left behind and alone. Bleak isolation. Yeah, what a crazy swing from bleak isolation and like this temporal horror of everything passing without you and missing all of the experiences on Earth. And then condensing the time that's left, right? Because for the people on Earth, if Noriko and Onesama were to fail, Amano were to fail, people on Earth would have months before everybody got there, right? Whereas they would have no time at all. They're sacrificing all of that time, potentially. We have to live our lives for ourselves. I like this episode. I will say that the swing moment where we go from absolute terror at close to the end, especially in Amano, and seeing their positions kind of reversed, where it's Noriko who's urging her to, we have to fight, we have to do this, and then going from that into the victorious transformation sequence, which had so many shades of so many other Gainax properties. It was kind of wonderful to see. But seeing Amano finally break down. Wow. I didn't expect that from her. Again, the designs of the space monsters are a standout, really cool, weird, creepy, awful thing. And the general direction of this sequence is fantastic. Shooting between their faces, showing Noriko all afire, trying to convince this person who she's respected for so long that it's worth fighting for, that they can't sacrifice the mission. And then she opens her eyes. All right, Noriko, I understand. I love that cut. It's not like a crazy animation cut or anything like that, but I love it. As we pull out from her, she settles back into her chair, ready to transform. And then the mechanical design on the transformation is freaking sick. Again, all of these biological adjacent elements to this Gunbuster machine. Weird future tech stuff. Is that a battle axe? That's a battle axe. The fuck? Okay. And then we get this whole, it's got so many shades of Gurren Lagann in the top and bottom transformation linking together. Ching, ching, ching. I don't know why it's got treads on the bottom, but hey, they look cool, so fuck it. And then this moment where she Gunbuster poses, or Gainax poses while sitting down and then drops through the floor. Oh, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh, and the way the blades of the head sort of fan out. Where is it? Ding, ding, ding. Whoosh. Yeah. Awesome. And then battle. I love this scene with the color, I guess, of space. I don't know, just energy, pink and blue together. So 80s. They're just coloring elements. It's like they've taken one layer of shadow that they would normally have, or one layer of coloration, and just made it this bright, vibrant starscape or galaxy or nebula or something. I don't know. Ting, ting, ting. It's pretty badass. It's pretty badass. Classic beams just disintegrating stuff. Is this where we see the inside guts of one of them? No. Yeah. Straight above. Shwing. Oh, whoa. It looks like it's a specific organ. I can't think of it right now. Kidney? Does it look like the inside of a kidney? Kidney cross section. No, not quite. Liver cross section. Nope, not quite. Looks like something. I just can't think of what. It's not worth looking up. Okay. But it's cool. It's crazy. Homing laser, I mean, they're lasers, so no, but who cares? Rulest of coolest. And they start finishing each other's lines. So don't get in our way. It's actually, it's so Gurren Lagann. Except it's Simone becoming Kamina. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me in a weird way. Got all the moves, got all the stuff, got all the lasers, got all the boom. Got a lot of boom. I don't know what the hell is even going on right there. Don't underestimate the coach's Gunbuster. And then some of the same moves that we've seen before, just amped up to the extreme. And then there's this scene with the envisioning or imagining of the creation of a black hole. And it's in silence, right? Yeah. Just the tiniest bit of VHS static. I assume from the original release. And then this whooshing sound, and that's it. The whole visual of it is so cool. And the ship sort of sinking into it as though it's an actual sea ship falling apart and sinking down. Flashback to home. We detected it. Success. And that bathes the sky. And the hope. Please let there be time enough for love, right? The door that opens in the side of the hand. Unlike Ava, where they're often carrying them. Yeah. Yeah. In a moment, she finally says what she's been unable to say this whole time. And Kumiko has her own moment, but different, lonelier. Just her and the Gunbuster. Standing above the world. The city that she's protected, the world that she's protected. And then straight to an end. No ED. Whoa. This whole setup of going back to where we started, back to the school, and the sort of, I don't know what to call it, but there's a weird vibe to the whole graduation sequence. It's like it's empty and so alone. These are all people that they don't seem to know and don't really care about. Everybody except Kimiko and her little child. It's such a weird it's such a weird and interesting way to capture this idea of being people taken out of time and removed from the flow of natural like progression of time. It's cool. I like it. Also, lots of boobs. I will say something about the way that I don't even know if I could call it fan service in this episode. Like there there was more nipple in this episode than in the first episode with lots of nipple in it by a long shot. I'm gonna have to edit quite a bit to make sure that I don't accidentally slip any into the video. More by far, but all of it felt far less male gazy. I don't know if that makes sense. Well, let's go through it and I instead of shying away from it because of YouTube stuff, I want to go through it anyway because I know that there were some awesome scenes and some fantastic composition regardless. Yeah, looking up into space. This whole sequence as Kimiko is sort of sitting there somber and Noriko is swinging around and kind of being all chipper. It's kind of mirrored a little bit later when Noriko is so brightly just talking about how Coach is over there. Look, it's Coach. Everything's great. Look, hey, let's say hi to Coach. Everything's good. Are you gonna get married? You guys are gonna get married, right? Noriko, no, that's not nice. Then she drags her feet. Yeah, stop. An Earth evacuation ship. You can look down on me, and all she wants is, can you get my child a place on board? And then the eggs fall. It's a little thing. I don't know, like, meaning of it. But it fits, right? That the eggs fall. I don't know. It does. Okay, so let's attempt to skip boobage. Okay. 7 parts enemy, 3 parts black. This whole sequence is so Ava adjacent to me. Lots of little focus on little things that add to the tension, like the bowl absolutely crammed full of cigarettes. Somebody's been nervously smoking. And of course they have. Okay, we're gonna skip a little bit because boobage. You never care about me. Right, this whole sequence exists. And there's a whole portion of it that we don't actually hear as we go from sort of third, like, omniscient observer seeing it and hearing it to Noriko's perspective, just seeing it happen, to just on the sidelines kind of watching and realizing that she's crying and realizing why. Oof. And then being there when he collapses. Don't tell anyone. She's weak. His need to protect her is interesting. I think she's stronger than he gives her credit for. Up, boobage. Up, boobage. Fuck. Sort of an unfamiliar ceiling vibe to this whole scene, with the bright light coming from the ceiling, sort of gazing up at it. To save the Earth and our people, Gunbuster must triumph. Protect her. Oh, boobage. Fuck. See, there's a lot of boobage. It's just a lot of it. No response. And life sort of goes on for everyone who isn't quite aware. Have to keep our chins up. She tries to act strong. And she is. But not strong enough. That's why she falls apart. You two make a perfect couple. Oh. Oh. Why are you crying? Oh, the scene where they accelerate. I wanted to see how they did that. Did they draw 2 lines on each frame? For, like, the edge of the chin? Where is it? 3 years have already passed. Okay. A little before. Yeah, okay. Acceleration. Yeah, passing the Accelion. Still sharing the same time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. 2 outlines on each to create that jitter. Then it gets a little bit more intense as it goes. That's a cool effect. I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like that before. It's pretty excellent for conveying what it's trying to do. And it's like they superimposed 2 frames of line art on top of one another and then only colored in one. You see the uncolored edges over here? It works really well, though. I like it. It's an interesting style. And then straight into battle and the insanity of yeah, cutting, stopping, freaking out, kind of in the same way that Noriko did when she first went out with Torrin Smith. But unlike Smith, she's able to pull her out of it. Not lose her. We have to do this. Cool. So, I don't know what we can do for the next episode. Another space monster attack? I don't know. Maybe? Maybe? Or we'll go totally off the rails and things are going to get crazy. I'm going to go with a guess at the latter. The latter seems more likely. Okay. In any case, we're going to watch it. So I'm going to take a quick breaky thingy, do a sinky thingy, and then we'll be back in a moment for episode 6, the finale of Gunbuster, and we'll see how this goes. How long is the finale episode? I feel like I remember it being longer. Yeah, most of the episodes are 25, 25, 27, 26, 27, 52, and then 29:50. The last episode is almost half an hour. Wow. However, just looking at the size of the episodes, 2 gigabytes, 2 gigabytes, 1.9, 1.9, 4.5 gigabytes for episode 5. What? And then 2.6 for episode 6. I have heard that there's something weird about the various rips of the episode 6. It was mentioned in the version that I got from Nya. I can't remember what it was. But I have the EG version from Nya. Gunbuster. Yeah. E.g. Gunbuster OVA BD, episodes 1 through 6, plus science lessons, plus specials. And then it says, I'm sure fans of Gunbuster won't be surprised that episode 6 requires some explanation. For one thing, both 5 and 6 are shot on 35mm, so they are the only 1080p encodes. That makes sense. That's why it's 4.5 gigabytes. Episode 6 is technically lower since it's cropped, but it hasn't been downscaled in any way. So the 6th episode was intentionally letterboxed in pretty much all releases, except for the ending, which was then unmatted to 4.3, which is a problem because then the entire episode must be window boxed on a 16:9 display. So is it worth it to compromise nearly the entire episode for this disgusting last shot? And so he says no. So has gone ahead and attached a clean version of the ending to a cropped version of the episode or something like that. Recreated that with the original source. Okay. So we'll see how it is, and I'll cut it as I need to for the upload to fit it on in the frame up there. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because it seems important. But we'll see if we notice a difference in terms of aspect ratio going into episode 6. I don't know. In any case, yeah, breaky thingy, sinky thingy, back in a moment. Peace. All right, it is time for the finale. We are all synced up and ready to go for episode 6 of Gunbuster. Let's see how this thing ends. Now, again, episode 5 felt like the ending. It felt like the conclusion to a narrative arc for Noriko, going from I guess you could say a reactive character to an active character, and sort of taking on the role of being the protector, of being the one who pushes Amano forward. So, what now? She also had the most badassest fight scene where she made everything awesome and super peppy. Which is a little bit of a whiplash tonally, but still really cool. And kind of a nice thing to have after most of an episode being really somber and dealing with like this whole out of time experience that she's going through, that they're both going through. What next? I don't know. Let's find out. I've got episode 6 up and ready to go. Beep beep timer. What? Excuse me? And I have heard that this is intentionally in black and white. Why? I don't know. Ah. Coach is dead. Principal now. New annex. And that's Kumiko. Noriko. She's going out again? Why? And flooding? Oh, whoa, that's not Noriko. That's Amano. Is she dead? Now she's coach. Now she's coach. And beloved. 1,000 cranes for a wish. She's whoa. At the end of eternity? No damage in this region. Project Carneades? A ropeway to space. Yeah, get some chewing gum. Australia. So Australia's fucked. Black hole bomb? The shockwave. Loss of 3 planets? It would. Whoa. To join Noriko out. Noriko's still in space. Dead? Or in her own time stream? So the flag Altrium has been built. Hi, Noriko. What? Hi, Young. Hi, Admiral. $15. I wonder who it could be. The crane's next to her. A reunion after 15 years. How long their time? Less than a year? Whoa. Shattering. That's really big. Apparently. A galaxy killer. After 15 years. Again, the time slippage. Whoa. Ah. No relation. They did get married. I should have caught that from the name. Same age you were when you started. Huh! Oh my god, the same. It's the same line as her father's. Holy shit. The ring. Mass production model Gunbuster. Hey! Oh! Oh, young. The key. Buster Machine 2. Tomorrow's a long way away. All Gunbusters. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, old buddy. GB. Warping out? Oh, coming out of warp. Gotcha. Well, fuck your miracle. Where have we seen that before? Oh. Meet Gunbusters. Wow. Tension, 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 tension. These all look like charcoal and graphite sketches. Awesome. It's kind of awesome. So Anno. It reminds me so much of certain sequences in End of Eva. And with the somewhat anachronistic insert song for the final battle. Those pockmarks, though. Not a lot. Failure. Shit. Somebody need to go in manually. Literally the opposite of how that was translated. EA is no, but okay. She's gonna self-sacrifice. No putting anything into the hands of God. Do it yourself. She's already lost everything that she cared about. Sacrifice herself for Noriko? Bring everything full circle, the coach? Whoa. Just waiting. Oh. Uh. Oh, Jesus. Hmm. Hmm. But you won't. Connection lost. Whoa. I have seen a still shot of that. Tear out your own heart. Yep. They're in the middle of a black hole being started, right? What a set of scenes. Oh. Devouring that galaxy. But how long for them? $7 years, 6 months. Is humanity even alive? Was it all for nothing? Lights? Lights. Is it going to spell something? Okay. And color. What? the Earth enveloped in technology. Gunbuster. And that's it, yeah? Just gonna hold this shot. There's still 40 seconds! Is it just gonna hold this shot? I'm just gonna wait. I assume it's just gonna hold this one shot of the planet. Oh, okay, it faded. Fiend. Well, that was an ending. I'm gonna take a few minutes and go sit outside for a little while and think about this. Then I'll come back and try to discuss what I just saw. Yeah, I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so took a few minutes and just sort of let that sink in. Having a hard time formulating anything coherent to say about it. Besides, oh wow, that was really cool. I do have some questions. One of which is on the choice to shoot the entire final episode, almost, with the exception of like the title card and then the very last sequence in black and white. Would I budget? Seems like the obvious answer, but there was also like a stylistic feel to the whole black and white episode that made it seem, I mean, maybe they were going for like a historical documentation type of feel for it, but that's not the vibe that I got. I got style from it. Especially when the battle began and we switched gears entirely to this swelling orchestral theme that reminded me more than anything of tumbling down, what's it called? Fuck. End of Ava. Big ol' insert song. It's a Germanic name, right? Kommst du zur Tod? same vibe. I know it's probably a disservice to try to compare so many things that we've seen in Gunbuster to like future Gainax and future Anno works, but it's just, I think, a fitting comparison, having seen End of Eva first and then watching this. The whole sequence with in-universe audio removed and just the song, just the music, showing a cataclysmic final battle or final thing, final experience. I will say that I absolutely had no expectation of a 12,000 year time skip or a 15-year time skip. Even. That's fucking nuts. It's like they took the theme of time slipping away and this trade-off and took it to the greatest extreme. I think it's interesting that we don't get to see a weird prediction of what Earth will be like. We just see this alien planet from orbit. And yet they remember. That's the thing that sinks in the most, is that they remember and are waiting. That they are the protectors, that they saved humanity. And then the theme of, like, standing on your own strength is taken to the greatest extreme possible, with all of the dialogue between multiple characters about God and miracles, prayer. And in the end, heaven forsakes us, right? And it's a person who believes in themselves, who brings the miracle to bear. We make our own miracles. There's the same theme that is strung throughout Eva. One of the same themes, I should say, of rejecting divine judgment. I think it's a little bit more refined, and at the same time, a little bit weirder in Eva with the angels. But there's a really easy parallel to draw between the space monsters and the angels. They're effectively the same thing. Judgment of the universe on humanity as a scourge. And then the rejection of it by people, but for different reasons and with very different main characters. Noriko is much simpler than Shinji. Much. So many of the lines sort of stick in my head. We'll show you what humanity can do when it's backed into a corner. And this whole idea of destroying a galaxy, and do we have the right to do that? Who would determine that? I think there's really something really powerful about the way that the art style kind of it's not that it falls apart, it's that it changes when we enter into this climactic sequence. Like these all look like pencil sketches on paper instead of on transparent cells. I think that they are. There's a scratchiness to everything. and everything is entirely static pretty much. It's just the camera that's moving. It all looks like it's on paper with maybe some watercolor, but all in grays and with this charcoaly graphite-y sketchiness. One of the things that I want to do, but I want to say things before I start looking things up. I want to determine why, if it's known, why this whole thing is in black and white, and whether it's budgetary or stylistic, or, I mean, obviously, constraints can lead to art. That, and then I would like to know what all of this is. Whether are these like storyboard-esque, concept art-esque? A lot of the work, like there's a shot that we just passed by of, I think, of Amano. Yeah, where the watercoloriness in her hair looks a lot like some of the concept art for Ava characters that I've seen by Anno's own hand. So it makes me think that a huge chunk of this is Anno himself drawing these things out and doing what he can to make it work. And God, it works. And they're individual drawings. There's no animation per se here. There are fades between individual keyframes. I guess that would be considered animation for sure. But lots of little After Effect type things. And partial transparency. And then back to the more traditional art style of the rest of the show, but still black and white. Massive waves of destruction around. We need a miracle. The timer ticking over. Very Ava feeling. The failure, the despair, then bringing it back. And then Noriko's reason for wanting to sacrifice herself. It's not just to save humanity, it's to ensure that nobody goes through what she went through, time-wise. Huh. The heavens have forsaken us. No, I refuse. I'll buck off the chains of fate. Down, down, down. And Jung tries to follow, but cannot. We're not doing this to throw away our lives. We'll come back. But not before everybody and everything that we know is dead and gone. So I guess the destruction of so much area on Earth is the result of the shockwave that hit them, what, 6 months later? If we don't, it's mankind who would die. Shouldn't we just lie down and accept it? I believe that almost an identical statement is made in Ava, that if the angels are divine judgment or whatever, that we should do our duty and lie down and accept it. Sort of the same sentiment as the one presented by the scientist in episode 3, episode 4. He says that there's no purpose for humanity on Earth. There isn't really an answer to that. Or no purpose for humanity in the galaxy or in the universe. There isn't really an answer to that. There's no broad statement about, like, no, the purpose of humanity is X. And yet it feels like it's been answered. It doesn't try to say this is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. It just shows people fighting against oblivion. I think that's something that's there in both this and Ava. And it makes me think that that Ano doesn't believe that he has the answer. That he wants to provoke and to make you think. I think he succeeds at that really well. And I think it would be very different and very much more arrogant if it did try to present like a clear answer. As unsubtle as this show has been in a lot of ways. I mean, bombastic. It's still got a little element of subtlety to its big questions that I kind of appreciate. You can ruminate on these things for a while if you want to. It's not so clear cut. And there are some clear messages about guts, about hard work, about self-sacrifice even. And not just in the nature of like dying for others, but sacrificing experience or time in this case. It says that all of these things are important, but it doesn't try to put forth like an answer for the end goal. What's the end purpose of ensuring humanity's survival? It's circular. There isn't an answer to that. Not here, I don't think. Unless I'm missing some subtext, which is entirely possible. Quite likely. Suicide be a good ending? I don't know. Neither do I, but history will come to judge us. I guess you could say that that's an answer. The judgment of future humanity is dependent on the survival of humanity. But what's the value of the judgment of future humanity if humanity has no value? Circular. It's still it's inspiring that it chooses to wrestle with these questions. Even if it doesn't have an answer, if the people working on it don't have an answer. Art doesn't have to give you the answers. It just has to make you think. On a technical level, there's an awesome sense of scale, especially to this thing, and when we see it burst through out of warp, it's nuts. literally shattering, looks like shattering time and space, make its way out. And we've sort of accelerated, like we had the first big ship, and then then a bigger ship, and then that motherfucking thing. It's just nuts. An awesome sense of scale to it. Has mankind's technology evolved so far? And then the reunion. And it's awkward. It's awkward. It's only been, what, 6 months for her? 15 for One-sama, for Amano. Or Ota. She did get married. Oh, I just realized that in the same way that her father never came back after getting the picture, come back soon, Daddy. She never came back after getting the picture, come back soon, Auntie Noriko. Shit. Wow. Their marriage, times as children. Oh, right, it's only been 6 months for you. How easy to forget. The war in space. We'll be waiting for you. Take care. A little bit of respect from Jung and a slap. Can't get away from it. Possible. It's this sequence that's really the hallmark of the whole thing. Another weird parallel to a more modern piece of media that I couldn't help but think of, um, was Sunshine, a film that I really like. The film Sunshine. It's got flaws for sure. It's not the best movie ever made, but it's one of my favorite films, live action films, and it's got so much similarity to what's going on here in Gunbuster. There's no existential threat to humanity given form. Exactly, there's no space monsters, but there is the same theme of fatalism. If the universe decides that we should die, if you don't know, Sunshine is about the sun is dying, and people go out on a mission to try and literally throw a nuke into the sun to try and make it stop dying and save the planet. And there's the same thematic through line of, like, if God or the universe has decided that we should die, then we should just let it happen. And then a rejection of that. There's so many elements that are similar. It makes me think that the writers of Sunshine totally ripped their shit off of Gunbuster, which is ridiculous. But I mean, there are almost, I think, 2 decades between productions. When was Sunshine? 2007. Yeah, 19 years between their productions. Uh, I'm just gonna Google Sunshine Gunbuster. Nothing. Nothing comes up. I find it very hard to believe that the writers of Sunshine didn't see Gunbuster and go, "We could do that." Now, one scene, the scene where Noriko tears the heart out of Gunbuster. Well, no, it's when she tears the chest plate off of Gunbuster and her own cloth off of her left breast is iconic, and I have seen it before. A still frame of it. Didn't know the context of it though. It's kind of awesome in context. Kind of super awesome in context. Trust me with your life. Rip. It works. All the numbers go to maximum. All the dials go all the way up. Young cries. But they succeed. And they lose everything for succeeding. I thought I heard her calling out. And that's Tanabata? Tanabata? I think so. Writing their wishes on small strips of paper, Tanzaku. Yeah. Huh. A wish. Again, a wish for a miracle, and yet it's not God or the universe who enables that miracle. It's a person sacrificing her own ability to experience it. That's pretty cool. Welcome home. So I guess this is the ending scene that's unmatted to 4-3 that messes up a lot of the other encodes. Didn't notice anything wrong with this encode. Okay, I think at this point I want to look up if there's speculation or any confirmation as to why Gunbuster episode 6 black white. Yep. Why was Gunbuster episode 6 in black and white? Was it an artistic approach or money problems? Is it actually cheaper to paint cells in monochrome? Same manpower, same all this stuff. A little bit of both. It looked awesome in black and white. Do you not agree? Certainly. Super classy cinematography? Absolutely. Also, I've heard that's about when Ano bailed out of the production because he was fed up with Suda's complaining. Okay. Yeah, extraordinarily well done visually. But for reasoning, I still contend that this is visually and stylistically one of the greatest episodes in anime history. I agree. It was fantastic. Yeah, and you know what? That is a really good point. Is that the grayscale in a lot of this is just as detailed as it would be in color, if not more so. There's almost more depth in a lot of these scenes in the shadows, in the way that it's done, than in a lot of the colored scenes in the earlier episodes. Still have to paint in the tones, yeah. I don't see any like real answers. Here's one. The choice to go black and white was a great one. People often erroneously point point to it as yet another Gainax ran out of money moment, except that the grayscale effect achieved in Gunbuster was actually more expensive than just regular color animation would be. Normally, black and white animation is actually drawn in color and then shot with black and white film. For the last episode of Gunbuster, they actually drew the entire episode in grayscale and shot it with regular color film. Huh. But why? Because it was awesome, I guess. There's also, a hint of the sort of spiral narrative that is so prominent in Gurren Lagann, where we spiral out from a tiny place outward into galaxy-sized conflict. There's a shade of that here. We do the same thing in the time jumps. With the 1-year jump as they accelerate to catch up with the first ship. And then the 10 years before they come home. And then the 15 years that Noriko is away. That divides her and Amano. And then the 12,000 years that divide them from the rest of humanity. Hmm. I'm gonna go find the rewatch thread on Reddit and see if anybody has anything else interesting to add. Episode 6, final. Got anything specific to add? This episode is indeed in black and white. This has nothing to do with Gainax's scheduling / budgetary problems, but was an intentional choice. Yeah. The last Okaeri Nasai. Best ending in the history of anime, best soundtrack at the end ever, the things that propelled it to top 10 of all time. Sure. Epilogue of the epilogue. Indeed, because episode 5 was close enough to an epilogue. A mind-fucking bonus to end the story with an unforgettable sensation. I'm seeing a lot of people praising it and a lot of people being super into it and talking about specific things that they liked. But a lot of them are things that I've already covered, I think. This episode really had a lot of punch to it. A lot of oomph in a lot of different ways. Kind of fucking awesome. I can't say that I've ever seen anything quite like it. The closest thing that I can think of would be Ava, of course. But so different in so many ways. It's just that there are parallels in the way that the shots are composed, in the way that the characters exist and interact. An Anno-ness to it all. But so different. It really does feel like the seed of I don't know. Genre and era, neither of those really fit, but the seed of a lot of what was to come. It's kind of like it's kind of like if you had grown up on sci-fi or like space operas and had never seen Star Wars or Flash Gordon. You went back and watched that, you would see shades of everything else in Star Wars. And maybe you would think that Star Wars was a little bit dinky. Because the original Star Wars, if you subtract your nostalgia, is a little bit dinky. And this has Gunbuster has its dinkiness. For sure. It definitely it shows its age. But a lot of those elements kind of have aged like wine. Really cool. This is I guess the best way I could put it is when I set out to do this Retro Monday OVAdrive thing, what I wanted was to experience the seeds of a lot of the shows that I've known and loved. Experience the things that were their precursors, that had the elements and shades of what anime would and has become. And see if I could recognize that in them, you know? See if I could understand some of the roots. I don't know if there's anything if there's anything besides like if I had never seen Akira, right? I don't know if there's anything that I could watch that would be as close to the perfect seed of things that I've loved afterward as this. I just don't know. Because this was a pretty perfect seed. Huh. Well, I'm gonna simmer on the ending of Gunbuster for a while. For those of you who are rewatching it with me, it's appreciated, and I hope you've enjoyed this and seeing a modern idiot's take on an older classic. Uh, those of you who, hopefully there are a couple at least, who have watched it for the first time alongside me, which would be cool. For those of you that have, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And for all parties, I'd love to hear any thoughts that you have on the themes in it, the writing, the specific direction, anything that stood out to you on rewatch or first watch as being interesting or groundbreaking or foundational or whatever. I'd like to hear it. So drop that in the comments. I'll read them. I'm not sure if we'll go ahead and watch Diebuster next. I think we might, but I'm not set on that yet. There are plenty of things to watch, and there's plenty of time to watch different things. It might be best thematically to just go straight from Gunbuster to Diebuster, as I'm sure that a lot of people have done exactly that. But I don't know. Diebuster is from almost 2 decades later as well, right? 1988 to 2004. Yeah. And Gurren Lagann 2007. Diebuster is again 6 episodes, airing from 2004 to 2006. So, interesting. Interesting. I would expect it to have more parallels to Gurren Lagann. I'm not gonna read the synopsis, so I'm gonna close it so I'm not tempted to. Yeah, maybe we'll watch Diebuster next week, starting next week. I don't know. I'll just play it by ear, see what I want to watch. In any case, I had a real blast with Gunbuster in a lot of different ways. It's a really fun series. An interestingly written one, an interestingly directed one, and some of the art is really fantastic. Some of the ideas in it are really cool too. A lot of fun. I hope you've had fun with it too, and I hope to catch you next week when we start something different. Whether that be Die Buster or we take a little break from the Busters and do something else for a week or two. I don't know. Anyway, I've been Teeaboo. This has been the finale of Gunbuster. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week when we watch something. We'll see. Yeah, see you there. Peace.